The smaller in size Oscar Guzman DLC, which is basically a part 2 of the Agents of Sabotage DLC, is finally upon us. It's not a huge DLC, and if you were comparing, it's more in line and very similar to the Cluck and Bell Raid DLC we got a year ago. Actually, almost to the day. That one was released March 7th of 2024. This one is very similar in that there are 5 setup missions followed by the finale. The first of these setup missions is titled Up and Running, and today I'm going to walk through my preferred method that will have you completing this very quickly and easily. Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth with the overall business setup. There's already a plethora of videos out there that cover this topic. However, I will point out some key features. The business itself will cost $1.475 million, and it does not include any upgrades. There's actually none available, so it's just a flat fee. There's also 2 activities you can perform with this business. The main Oscar Guzman Flies Again series, and then the request work jobs. You cannot perform request work jobs until you've at least completed the Up and Running mission, which we'll get to shortly. The request work are a series of odd jobs that'll pay anywhere from $45,000 to $50,000. And as mentioned earlier, the Oscar Guzman Flies Again is a series of 5 setup missions with a finale. Although this is very similar to the Cluck and Bell, what is not the same is the payout. Once you kick this off, the default setting will be in normal mode. You cannot change this. After you complete this once, the payout will be around $500,000. However, after you've completed this once, you'll have the option to select hard mode. You need to remember this and do this. On these settings, you'll be paid out at least $750,000. So once you kick this off, the very first mission will be the Up and Running one. You'll respawn just outside the Mackenzie hangar, at which point you need to call in a personal vehicle. And in case you're wondering, yes, it's exactly like the Cluck and Bell in that you cannot use any personal aircraft or the Mark II. So the vehicle you want to utilize here, just like the Cluck and Bell, is the Vigilante. Its lock-on missiles, armor, and speed will make this your vehicle of choice for each of these missions. Now, I do want to point out that the video you're seeing here is my very first time performing this. You can tell by the option menu that came up when I initially kicked this mission off. I'm saying this because a lot of what you're seeing is going to be a little clunky. I'm taking my time, I'm listening to all of Oscar's dialogue, and just generally feeling my way through. Meaning, there's many things you can do here, which I'll point out, that can be done a little differently, which in the end will have you completing this mission a lot quicker than what you're seeing here. Alright, so as soon as you kick this mission off, ignore the motorcycle that's provided and call in your Vigilante. From here, just head to the waypoint at the base of the mountain. Once you get to the mountain, simply begin climbing up towards the next waypoint. Now, one thing I'd recommend here is avoid using the boost. I know it'll be tempting, but trust me, unless you're trying to go over or beyond the mountain, it's only going to give you more headaches than anything else. Just take your time and try to follow the path or a straight line up towards the waypoint. You'll be surprised just how capable the Vigilante is off-road. So I want to pause here because there's some different methods out there where you can use your sniper rifle in a couple of these spots to speed things up. And I'll get to one of them shortly. But I did not want to include these methods because you need the explosive rounds equipped for your sniper rifle, which can only be obtained via your bunker research, which, unless you're a savvy veteran who's put a lot of hours in this game, is just not going to be readily available to the masses. That's why I'm sticking to the Vigilante method. Anyone can purchase this, and it's still a very viable option. Okay, so once you get to the top, you'll see a tower and a small little white shack. There'll be 2 white cougars patrolling the area. You can lock on to both to kill, but simply ignore them. You won't need to kill them as long as you're not standing outside on the ground. So the objective here is to take out 2 of the concrete piers holding up the tower. You'll see red bouncing arrows over both. Your Vigilante won't lock onto them, so you'll have to get out of the vehicle to take them out. And if you didn't kill both the cougars, you'll have to quickly jump on top of your vehicle to avoid them. Once here, use whatever method you want to take out the piers. I'll be using the sticky bombs. So again, to save time, you don't need to kill the cougar like I'm doing here. Just blow up the piers and get back in your vigilante. Once the tower drops, you'll be waiting for the next stage, and that's the chasing of the plane. The goal here is to shoot at the plane until it drops the cargo. There's 4 individual crates, and you'll need to collect all 4. Now, here's where I mentioned one of the areas that people are using the sniper rifle. There's other videos of people using their sniper with explosive rounds to get the plane to drop the cargo. But for reasons I mentioned earlier, and the fact that I hate shooting anything that's moving, I'll be sticking to my trusty dusty vigilante with lock-on missiles. Once you get back down the mountain and catch up to the plane, simply begin tapping the missiles button until all the cargo is dropped. After every second missile, a drop will be made. So 8 rockets are all you'll need. There's going to be enemies joining in at this time too, but if you're using the vigilante, you can completely ignore them. Or kill them. It's entirely up to you. Now, like I hinted at earlier, what you're watching is my first time doing this, so I'm not really rushing things. I'm trying to listen to Oscar while also paying attention to what the plane is doing. But to complete this even quicker, simply rapid tap the 8 rockets, collect the cargo, and head to the next stage. Which, judging by my calculations and what you're seeing here, if you're able to do this correctly, you should be able to collect the last set of cargo and then be perfectly positioned for heading to the next stage. From here, you're just delivering the goods. The location is Cape Catfish. Just deliver the goods to the buyers and then leave the area. Don't be too alarmed at the ending. When I first saw this, I was like, wait, is there more to this I have to do? But there's not. It's just a lead up to the next mission. Oscar notices a large unidentified aircraft on his radar, which is the new Titan 250. It then begins launching an aerial attack and destroying the cargo you just delivered. And that's it. Very quick and very easy. Again, my biggest recommendation is to utilize the vigilante where possible throughout these missions. Having lock-on missiles with armor is definitely a game changer. Alright, so that's it, my friends. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like this video and want to help out, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Is anyone jumping into this DLC for the first time today? If so, will you be utilizing the vigilante? Or perhaps there's other tips and tricks you'd like to share. If so, drop a comment below and let everyone know. Until next time, be happy, be well, be safe, my team, be the one. Maestro.